Hi, friends. I started playing something earlier, and I was like, what's this song? I was like, is it a lullaby? I couldn't remember what it was. It goes like this. Elvis. I thought it was a lullaby. It turns out to be Elvis. Something that showed up for me today as I kind of woke up in the morning, and I had a great, beautiful conversation with Katie this morning, just about life and creating possibility in our lives and how we want our life to look. And I realized something that I don't think it's unique to me at all. I feel like everybody kind of has their own version of this, but there was something about opening a conversation about possibility that initially felt almost scary. And I wondered, as I started to have that experience, I thought to myself, well, wait, what's that about? Where is fear coming from in the context of a conversation that is exclusively designed to be inspiring, to be an opportunity for fresh, inspiring, exciting ideas, a chance to voice my own desires and to put forward a vision of what I would like my life to look like. right? Like, why would that be a scary experience? And I sort of started thinking about that, and I was like, well, obviously there's the fact that it's challenging the the regularity of patterns that I've become accustomed to. And it's kind of amazing to notice when even a hypothetical that's designed to be like a fantasy, somehow contains the seeds or this inkling of a kind of attachment to the way things are. This is how it is. That might be better, but do I dare think it for fear of unsettling this? There's a kind of weird psychological stinginess, and I think, and I've observed this in any number of ways. That the mind, and I learned this. Got some insights about this many months ago. I think I even posted about it when I saw a video by a neuroscientist who basically was sort of saying it's when the mind creates a pattern of thought, that's what they call in neuroscience an efficiency. The mind has created a pathway to perform a certain task by routine. It can that in a way that is repeatable over and over again. It's efficient because the mind doesn't need to spend any energy building that pathway. It spent the energy building it. Now it can just run that pathway. And the fact that that's how the mind works is the reason we can learn anything like piano. How can I learn the C major scale? Because I do it a bunch of times and then I have a pathway that tells me how to play the C major scale. Same for vastly more complicated aspects of life. But as soon as we start to even imagine undoing some of those patterns or giving the mind a new opportunity, the brain perceives it as an inefficiency. I already know how to do this. Why are you messing with the way I make money? I know how I make money. It's like this, and it's never quite enough. But at least I feel satisfied that I know how the reality is, as long as I just keep running this cycle. Like, it's bizarre. On one level, from the level of consciousness, from the level of just stepping back a little bit and observing all human behavior, essentially, not all, but most. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's almost insane, because compulsiveness, a compulsive cycle like that doesn't require any consciousness. It's gonna just keep doing the same thing. And so you see, I see myself. I mean, you can see this in other people as well, but the first place to look is always ourselves. I can see myself doing behavior that's kind of like insane, because I don't really want the result of this pattern, and yet I keep running it. So it was just kind of a nice, where the conversation that sort of sparked this insight was beautiful, and I totally both of us, I think, eased into it and opened the door to some really interesting and inspiring ideas about, well, what could we do? What do we even want to do? How? What are some of the elements we want in our life? And but I was struck by the fact that even the opportunity to visualize a different set of possibilities contained that, uh-oh, here we go. We're going to start challenging some things that I'm used to. And it again, this is why meditation, any kind of awareness practice that lets us see that stuff before we act on it is kind of like key. Keep doing that. But even with those practices, that doesn't mean that the biology of the brain's going to change. It doesn't mean that the next time you go to challenge a pattern, it's not going to require an energy threshold to get over that hump of, yeah, but I know how to do this. Well, don't make me change it. Okay, fine. Now I'm ready to work. It's appreciating the energy it takes to make change. And then, knowing that the payoff vastly outweighs the cost. But from the point of view of the brain that doesn't really know that, and for a payoff that's nebulous and undefined and unsure, there's a moment of reckoning in there, and it's a little mini moment of reckoning. And so I just found that interesting to observe in myself and see where do I have those little resistances, those little internal resistances that might, in the context of a conversation with another human being who's giving me feedback, giving me some inspiration to work with, I might get over the hump faster, but where might I hit those bumps in my own psyche and not even be aware of it? So something I'm toying with, and something I'm offering as something to reflect on. Thanks, folks. Much love. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.